A very good evening and welcome to the English News Bulletin here on Rwanda Television. It's always a pleasure to have you on board. We are happy to have you today. We hope you started the week well. We'll begin with the headlines. At the United Nations headquarters in New York, the Security Council held a meeting to discuss the security situation in the Great Lakes region with a particular focus on the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. On Monday, the Secretary General of the Interparliamentary Union, Martin Chungong, visited the Rwandan Parliament. And on the international scene, heavy rain has caused major flood damage in Morocco's Nador province. My name is Olivnet, and it's always a pleasure to have you on board. Now let's kick off today's edition. Let's start by informing you that on Monday afternoon, President Paul Kagame received at his office in Village Rugwiro the Secretary General of the Interparliamentary Union, Martin Chungong, who is on a 3-day visit to Rwanda. Moving ahead, President Kagame, who serves as the African Union champion for domestic health financing, met with Ambassador Amat Waum Amoa, AU Commissioner for Health, Humanitarian Affairs and Social Development, and Dr. Delese Mimi Darko, Director General of the African Medicines Agency. The discussion focused on the operationalization of the African Medicines Agency and strengthening health systems across Africa. The agency has its headquarters in Kigali. Moving ahead, in New York at the United Nations headquarters, a meeting of the Secretary Council took place focusing on the security situation in the Great Lakes region, particularly in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Rwanda's representative to the UN, Ambassador Martin Goga, thanked the country representatives who expressed their support for talks aimed at resolving the insecurity in the region, particularly those that led to signing of the Washington Peace Agreements on June 27, 2025. He pointed out that there is some information that the UN Council either does not have or has insufficient information on regarding the implementation of these Washington agreements. He also highlighted the commitments made by both parties, Rwanda and the DRC, in these agreements.
So we have agreed between the Republic of Rwanda and Democratic Republic of Congo on how to resolve our differences. And we request the Council to support us in that process. Rwanda will implement our commitments within this framework of Washington Agreement, and we shall continue to support the Doha process. Rwanda reiterates its full commitment to the Washington Peace Agreement and to the complementary Doha Declaration of Principles facilitated by the State of Qatar, both of which represent critical steps towards sustainable peace and reconciliation in our region. We urge the Council and international partners to support these African-led and US and Qatari-facilitated efforts as they build upon the foundations of the peace, security, and cooperation framework, dialogue, mutual respect, and regional framework. All I'm doing here, distinguished members of the Council, is to reiterate that there is an agreement between our two countries that we made within our sovereign competencies, helped by the United States, and Qatar continues to help. The African Union continues to help. We need your support. And we need you to give us the chance to implement the agreement as it is, and not to intervene in a way that may complicate that process or create deviations.
Moving ahead, on Monday, the Secretary General of the Interparliamentary Union, Martin Chungong, visited the Rwandan Parliament. Discussions focused on the implementation of the peace agreement signed in Washington, D.C., USA, between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And Gladys has more on this.
The Secretary General of the Interparliamentary Union, Martin Chungong, started the official visit on Sunday. On Monday, he held talks with members of both chambers of Parliament. He noted that the main purpose of his visit is to continue promoting unity and mutual understanding in the region.
This is a working visit I'm paying to Rwanda, first of all to express my solidarity with the Parliament of Rwanda and the people of Rwanda. It is a visit that is intended for me to carry out discussions with the various Rwandan authorities in order to identify ways and means of strengthening cooperation between the Interparliamentary Union, the Global Organization of Parliaments, and the Parliament of Rwanda, as well as Rwanda as a whole. So we've just had discussions with the authorities of both houses of Parliament, where we have identified avenues of cooperation in accordance with the organization that I represent's mission to promote peace and security in the world and to mobilize parliaments in this respect. We do know that there are some challenges to peace in your region, and the Interparliamentary Union wants to bring to the service of the Rwandan authorities our experience and knowledge in terms of parliamentary diplomacy to help and accompany processes that are underway to achieve peace in the region. So I am looking forward to further discussions in this regard so that together we can put in place a mechanism that can help promote peace with the Rwandan authorities firmly behind such an initiative.
The President of the Rwandan Senate, Dr. François-Xavier Karinda, presented to Martin Chungong what the Parliament has done regarding the Washington, D.C. peace agreements.
Ku ruhande rw'uriya muryango icyo bakora ni ugushyigikira hakoreshejwe icyo bita diplomacy.
On the side of that organization, what they do is provide support through parliamentary diplomacy, advocacy carried out by legislative bodies. This is part of the role that parliaments should play in supporting the implementation of such agreements. As for Rwanda, we informed him that we have already passed the law approving those agreements and that we are closely monitoring other activities aimed at putting them into action. The President of the Senate also noted that this visit shows that Rwanda is supported in its efforts to promote peace in the region where it is located.
Icyo bivuze nuko bitugaragariza n'ubundi ko uriya muryango ushyigikiye u Rwanda.
This shows us that the organization supports Rwanda, but it is also part of its mandate to promote peace in all regions of the world. We are therefore pleased that he came to our country and demonstrated their support for those agreements, as well as their readiness to help ensure that the agreements achieve their intended purpose. The peace agreement between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo was signed on June 27, 2025, in Washington, D.C. Meanwhile, the Secretary General of the Interparliamentary Union, Martin Chungong, is concluding his term, which he has held since 2014.
Tomorrow news, the President of the Rwandan Senate, Dr. Karinda François-Xavier, received a delegation of the Pakistani senators who are members of the friendship group between the parliaments of Rwanda and Pakistan. The visit aimed to further strengthen cooperation and explore development projects through parliamentary diplomacy. Senator Kamran Murtaza, who led the delegation, noted that the visit seeks to explore ways of exchanging parliamentary diplomacy between Rwanda and Pakistan.
This is second day we are here as a friendship group between Pakistan and Rwanda, and the Rwandan people, they gave very much respect to us. We are happy to learn from Rwanda many things about genocides and about the independence, about their development. This country is, I think, better than us in lieu of emissions, in view of smoke. It is a good country, loving people, and they paid us respect, love, and we are happy here. But the 2-day visit, that is very short here.
Moving ahead, on Tuesday, members of the East African Legislative Assembly will convene in a plenary session to discuss strategies for accelerating the implementation of a single currency within the East African community, a move expected to ease cross-border transactions and boost regional trade. Adam Skizera unpacks.
The East African community is built on 4 key pillars: a customs union, a common market, a monetary union, and political federation. Among this, significant progress has been made in harmonizing customs operations compared to the others. Several partner states have already introduced policies to facilitate the free movement of people, goods, and services, thereby enhancing regional trade and promoting small-scale cross-border businesses. Through the implementation of the Customs Union Protocol, import taxes have been lifted on certain goods produced within the region, and revenues for small-scale cross-border traders have been eliminated. In Rwanda, for example, cross-border markets have been established to promote trade and enable citizens to access the wider EAC market. Citizens of member states can also travel cross borders using only their national identity cards, further simplifying regional mobility. During these ELA plenary sessions, MPs are expected to approve the roadmap for implementing the East African single currency, which was initially planned to roll out in 2024. In previous sessions, members of the Assembly noted that much work remained to be done, including the establishment of the East African Monetary Institute, which will eventually evolve into the East African Central Bank. This institution will be responsible for regulating monetary policy, managing reserves for member states, central banks, and overseeing the stability of the regional currency. A report by the task force assigned to assess the progress on the establishment of this bank outlined the design and operational framework of the proposed currency, followed by the public awareness campaigns across the region. Although the original target was 2024, member states have now agreed to postpone its introduction to 2031. The single currency is expected to greatly simplify financial transactions among East Africans, strengthen economic integration, and reduce exchange rate risks. Once the monetary union is achieved, attention will then shift to the political federation, the fourth and final pillar of the East African Community Integration Agenda. Adam Squizera, reporting for RTV News in Arusha, Tanzania.
Tomorrow news, Rwanda's Minister of Health, Dr. Sabin Nsanzimana, emphasized that artificial intelligence is a key solution to advancing healthcare across Africa. However, he noted the need for policies aligned with the rapid pace of technological progress, ensuring effective solutions in disease detection, prevention, and delivery of timely healthcare services. He made these remarks while officially opening the Africa Health Tech Summit taking place in Kigali, Rwanda. We have details.
Digital Health Advisor at Africa CDC.
This conference focuses on the use of technology in healthcare services across Africa, bringing together various leaders, including ministers of health and ICT, public health institutions from African countries, healthcare regulators, technology innovators, researchers, and other stakeholders. Participants are exploring ways to accelerate digital transformation in healthcare across the continent. Jean-Philbert Nsengimana, the Chief Digital Advisor for the Africa CDC, described the summit as an important opportunity to reflect on lessons learned from successful initiatives so they can serve as models for other countries.
The number one objective is to accelerate the role that technology is playing in protecting lives and strengthening health security on this continent. The second objective is to look at how, by doing that, we can create opportunities for livelihoods, for job creation, for wealth creation, for prosperity, and especially for young people. And we are determined to make Africa Tech Summit the most compelling, the most powerful, the largest platform for health and technology convergence on this continent. And the story so far is confirming that moving from 600 people in 2022 to more than 2,500 this year, we are on course. And the partners of this initiative, the government of Rwanda, Smart Africa, Africa CDC, and many sponsors that you can see here are committed that Rwanda is the home of the Africa Health Tech Summit, so that we can establish it not just as a continental leading platform, but also as a global leading platform for health technology.
He further highlighted that beyond learning from achievements, promoting digital health innovation also creates significant employment opportunities for young people across Africa. Building on that, Ivan Huari, country representative of the MasterCard Foundation, reaffirmed the organization's commitment to helping 30 million young Africans find employment by 2030.
At the very heart of this journey are young people, Africa's greatest asset, and our continent's most powerful source of hope. Their creativity, curiosity, and courage continue to define what is possible. They are building apps that improve maternal care, designing community-based solutions to strengthen local health systems, and leading advocacy to ensure no one is left behind. At the MasterCard Foundation, we believe that young people are not the leaders of tomorrow, but the change makers of today. Through our Young Africa Works strategy, we are committed to enabling 30 million young Africans to access dignified and fulfilling work by 2030.
While officially opening the conference, the Minister of Health, Dr. Sabin Nsanzimana, reiterated that AI-based technologies are crucial for advancing healthcare in Africa, but stressed the need for supportive policies to ensure these technologies are effectively utilized.
I think number one is how we detect diseases before people go to hospitals. Technology, particularly artificial intelligence, is doing it already. We can detect heart attack before it happens. We can detect cancer before it even develops first stage. We can predict the clinical decision at our hospitals better than many specialists combined, but technology alone cannot do it. It must be human being, people who are trained behind. But people well trained without technology are going to have difficult times to run in this space. I think technology is moving much faster than regulations, than policies, than even our own conviction. I think we have two choices: slowing down the speed of technology, or run fast and catch up, so we run together.
This fourth edition of the Africa Health Tech Summit has brought together over 2,500 participants from across the globe. Still on the Africa Health Tech Summit, Rwanda's Ministry of Health unveiled 2 new digital platforms designed to improve access to medical and emergency services efficiently and sustainably. The first platform is eBuzima, allows patients to book medical appointments online, while doctors can easily access patients' medical records and other relevant information, according to Dr. Thierry Sebakunzi, technical advisor at the Ministry of Health. Meanwhile, the second platform is eBanguka, is designed to facilitate quick access to ambulance services and help patients referred to other hospitals receive timely care. The Minister of State in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Ivan Butera, explained that these new platforms complement existing digital health systems, aiming to address challenges that patients previously faced while seeking medical services.
So we just launched a couple of products, digital products that are going to support the journey of efficiency and speed in delivering healthcare services. We had an issue where a lot of services were paper-based, but now we are rolling out these digital tools where, starting from the level of a community health worker will have access to a digital electronic medical record where you can gather, store, exchange information with other layers of our health system, so that when a patient moves from one level to another, you don't have to repeat the same level of information. So we've built this system in a way that they are interoperable. It means systems talk to each other. Let me say, for instance, the system with a doctor at a health center will talk to a community health worker and a doctor at a teaching hospital. It will talk to the pharmacy data. It will talk to the laboratory data. It will talk to the insurance data, so that you don't have to do these multiple verifications. So we are building these systems. We are launching them today. We are going to go into the implementation mode now. It has already been rolled out in numerous community health worker areas and settings in many health centers. We're also starting to rolling it out in hospitals. So the goal is to make sure that in a short period of time, the entire country will be fully digitized with the journey that has been going on for quite some time. So these systems that we launched here are going to be both on smartphones, where you can download it on Google Play. And we're also working with iOS on the Apple platforms to have that, but also on USSD codes, where you can use USSD the same way we use USSD for multiple other areas. This program is also has also a feature where USSD will be able to have. So in terms of access, we believe that it's going to be available, but also it is twofold. One is where the citizens can download that app, but even those that don't have the devices, once you go to a community health worker or health facility, for sure then they'll be having these devices, and with the patient journey you will not need to repeat the information even though you don't have it at hand. It will be stored in the national repository.
Moving ahead to other matters, the Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Mamat Cham, is on a working visit to Rwanda from the 12th to the 17th of October 2025. The purpose of the visit is to strengthen the existing defense cooperation between the Gambia Armed Forces and the Rwanda Defense Force. As part of his visit, Lieutenant General Cham today visited the RDF headquarters, where he held meetings with the Honorable Minister of Defense, Juvenal Marizamonda, and the Chief of Defense Staff of the RDF, General Mubarak Muganga. During the meeting, Lieutenant General Cham was briefed on regional security dynamics and Rwanda's contributions to peace and security in Africa. He also visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial, where he paid respect to the victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Additionally, he toured the Campaign Against Genocide Museum. Throughout his visit, the Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces will also visit institutions affiliated with the Ministry of Defense and the Rwanda Defense Force. To Huye District, in the province, a branch of the Rwanda Forensic Institute has been inaugurated. The aim is to bring services closer to the people and promote access to quality justice. The Huye branch has started offering 3 key services: DNA testing, autopsies to determine causes of death, and toxicology tests, including the detection of drugs and other chemical substances in the human body. Local leaders and residents of the district say that this branch has been opened at the right time.
We appreciate, first of all, this initiative to come closer to the users or the people in need, because those 3 services are really those which are sometimes suspicious without evidence. So you know that people try to make the comment what they think. So those rumors without evidences sometimes cause some also other bad act. So I think that since now people have something to believe in, so it is very positive to have it near and ready to serve everyone in need.
Director General of the Rwanda Forensic Institute, retired Colonel Dr. Karangwa Charles, noted that the services to be provided at this branch, as well as those planned for upcoming branches, will be reliable.
Selected CHUB in the Huye district for many reasons, but the main reason are as following. First of all, we have a tight collaboration with the University of Rwanda, which is a research institution, as well as a learning institution. So it will be very easy. To start with the University of Rwanda, we have a MOU, and we'll not only conduct analysis of evidences, but also we'll put a particular emphasis on research to solve our problem and get a homegrown solution. This is one. Second one, University Teaching Hospital of Butare, it's high-ranked compared to the rest of hospitals. We collaborate in many districts, so that this we give a priority for many reasons, but those are main reasons I can mention here. The CHU branch will reduce the cost. Invest when you plan to go to Kigali to seek services in Kigali, it's a costly transport, even accommodation when you are arriving in Kigali. But also we want to speed up justice, so that those two things will help to make sure that Rwandan in South Province will get the opportunity to have service quickly, and again we'll have service which are meant to their population, but also we'll have research, and findings from research will help them.
It is expected that by the end of this year, similar branches will be opened in other parts of the country, including Rusizi, Rubavu, Musanze, Rwamagana, Kirehe, Nyagatare, and at the international airports in Kigali and Bugesera district. All forensic testing and examination services used in criminal investigations are fully funded by the government. Now, dear viewers, we'll take a short break for the commercial break, and then we'll come back to the international scene.
Every journey has a beginning. From nature comes refreshing fruity goodness that keeps you going every day. With every pack complementing life's best moments. Not one, not two, but 5 different fruity flavors. And this journey keeps giving. Introducing Inyange's new fruity juice flavors, guava and cocktail. Now available at your nearest shop. Always ask for Inyange.
Nyiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo agira umukamo mwinshi utunze inka imwe, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byaragiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho, ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
Now taking a look at the international scene, heavy rain has caused major flood damage in Morocco's Nador province. The northern eastern coastal city saw 66 millimeters of rain in just 24 hours, leaving streets and homes and vehicles underwater. African News has the details.
The aftermath of severe flooding in Morocco's Nador province this weekend. The northeastern coastal city saw 66 millimeters of rain in just 24 hours, leaving streets, homes and vehicles underwater. There are 3 wadis that overflow here: Wad Imouadan, Wad Tragout and Wad Boubram. They pour their waters here, they don't go to other places, they come here. No fatalities were recorded, but several roads were damaged and schools forced to suspend classes. It's another sign of the vulnerability of local infrastructure to extreme weather. Every time these wadis flood, it causes problems here. The community helps each other, but it creates real dangers for people, homes and property. Last week, Morocco's Minister of Equipment and Water said managing the risk of floods has become a pressing issue for the country, particularly as climate change accelerates.
And now, dear viewers, this story brings us to the end of tonight's bulletin. But before we leave, a reminder that of the top stories that made this edition. At the United Nations headquarters in New York, the Security Council held a meeting to discuss the security situation in the Great Lakes region with a particular focus on the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. On Monday, the Secretary General of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, Martin Chungong, visited the Rwandan Parliament. On the international scene, heavy rain has caused major flood damage in Morocco's Nador province. this wraps up today's edition. Thank you, dear viewers, for joining us today. Have a fruitful week ahead. Goodbye.